If you've spent any time creating animations in Angular, you may have noticed that the animations added within the component metadata run sequentially, meaning they'll run in the order they were added within the array. Well, sometimes this works fine, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we need multiple animations to run in parallel to orchestrate them properly. Well, good news for us, Angular has a solution for this. In this video, I'll show you why, and I'll show you how you can animate things in parallel. All right, let's get to it. Now, before we get too far along, it's important to note that I've already created several videos focused on the animation framework in Angular. They cover the basics of setting up and using Angular animations, creating state-based and enter-leave animations, using the keyframes, query, and stagger functions to create more complex animation sequences, and using the start-done animation events. So if any of those concepts are unfamiliar to you, you'll probably want to check those videos out first so that you're not lost in this video. And to make them easier to find, I've created an Angular Animations playlist to help, so check it out. Something else to note here, I received a good suggestion mentioning that it would be helpful to have both a before and after demo. So starting with this video, this is now the case. In the video description, you'll now find a link to both the code before and after so you can follow along easier. Thanks again for the feedback. Okay, enough of that, on to the example for this video. Here we're back to the demo application we created in an earlier video on Angular animations where we learned how the query and stagger functions work. This application lists out various NBA players. It starts off only showing LeBron James, but when we click the Add button, we load in several more players. Now this doesn't look too bad because we've already added some animations. But let's imagine that the client we've built this for now wants us to highlight these items as they're added and removed. They want them to highlight green when they're added, and then highlight them red as they're being removed. Okay, no problem. We can do this. Okay, let's get started by adding the new animations needed for the enter state. When we look at this existing enter animation, we can see that this animation happens pretty quickly. That's going to be way too short of a duration for the color change. They want that to last for a while. So since we'll need a different duration, we need a whole new animation. So we'll add another query, and it'll be another query for items that are entering the DOM. When items are added, we need them to start with a light green background. So let's add the style method. And inside, we'll add an object with a background color. For its value, let's use an RGBA color function. The red value will be 0, the green value will be 255, the blue value will be 0, and let's go with 0.2 for the alpha value. Now we need to animate this background, so let's add the animate method. We want this color change to take a little while, so let's add a duration of 3 seconds, and let's add an ease in timing function. Then we need another style function. This time we'll change the background color to the original RGBA value. It's going to be black, so we'll add zeros for all of the colors, and then we'll set the alpha to 0.1. So it's a pretty light gray color in its default state. Now we also want to change the text color, so let's add another query. Here the player's name is inside of an H2, and the player's stats are inside of a DL. So this time we'll query for an H2 within the entering item and a DL2. For these, we're going to start with a green color. So let's add another style method, and we'll make the color green. Now we need to animate this to the original value, so let's add the animate function. We'll go with the same animation duration and easing function of 3 seconds and ease in. Then we'll add the style function and animate the color to a value of inherit. Now, the last piece, we need to make both of these queries optional. And you can see why in the video on query and stagger animations if you're curious. Okay, let's save and see where we're at. Let's hit the add button to animate the players in. That's super weird, right? Probably not at all how you were expecting, and certainly not what we want. Well, what's happening here is that we have an array of animation steps. Angular simply processes and executes each animation step in sequence. So the first enter animation runs and it takes half a second. Then, as soon as it completes, the second animation runs, which changes the background color over 3 seconds. Finally, after that animation completes, 3.5 seconds in, the text color animation starts. So essentially, each animation is blocked by the previous animation step. In this case, this is no good. We need them to all animate at the same time, and this is where the Angular Animations group method comes into play. To set up animation steps to run at the same time, it's actually pretty easy. We can use the animation group function. This function expects an array of steps consisting of animation metadata objects, which is what we're used to with many of the other animation functions. Animation options can optionally be passed where needed, but we won't need these in this demo. Okay, so how do we use it within our example? Easy. We just need to wrap these 3 animation steps. Okay, now let's save and try this again. There, that looks great. They are all animating together at the same time now. Pretty cool, right? Now that we know all of this, let's add the red animations as the items leave the DOM. Let's add another query here. We'll query for leaving items this time. Here we'll start from the initial gray background and animate it to red, so we don't need a starting style. We just need to add the animate function. This time, we'll want the transition to happen pretty quickly, so let's go with a duration of 250 milliseconds, and we'll use ease in. Now let's add the style function and animate the background color to an RGBA value of 255 for red, 0 for green, 0 for blue, and 0.2 for our alpha value. Next, we're going to change the text color, so we'll add another query. We want to query for the H2 and DL within leaving items this time. And this animation is similar to the one we just added, where the text is going to start from its initial color, so no starting style is needed. Now we can add another animate function with the same 250 millisecond duration and ease in timing function. And we need to add another style, this time with a color of red. And let's not forget to make these queries optional too. Okay, let's save and try it now. Okay, everything still looks good when we add. And now they are properly turning red when they leave too. Nice. So it's pretty cool to see how we can override the default sequential behavior for animations. So this is yet another handy feature when it comes to animations in Angular. Hopefully it helps you out somewhere along the way where you need multiple animations to run in parallel. Now remember, there's still a lot to the animation framework, so I'll go ahead and stop here for now, but I will be creating more videos on Angular animations in the future, so stay tuned. Until next time, thanks for watching.